I've been furloughed. I'm not allowed to work. I'm not allowed to even look at my email.
I was furloughed today, earlier this morning, and now I don't know when I'm going to go back to work and when I'm going to get a paycheck.
I was on a trip to a professional meeting that was focusing on eye cancers, and I had to come back within 24 hours of the furlough being called.
My husband works for Goddard, and therefore this morning he took the children to school and went back home because it's shut down. He's not working.
My wife and I, who just got married a few months ago, are in the market to buy a house, and now it's really difficult to really kind of plan if we don't know when our next paycheck is coming.
We have one half of our income personally that's going to be affected by the fact that, my husband's unsure of when he will be going back to work.
It impacts us all around in our station life, in our emergency response life, in everything we do.
We've got folks that are concerned about going into foreclosure. They're worried about having to file for bankruptcy.
Not knowing what our cash flow situation is going to be now or in a couple weeks or in a couple months really makes it difficult for us to plan our not only our daily budgets, but how much can we afford to buy a house.
That vacation we've been saving for, we're not going to be able to do that now. That college you got into and you thought you were going to be going to, it's going to have to wait a couple years.
The firefighters will be required to work during the furloughs or shutdown without pay.
I had 100 students who were scheduled to go on a field trip with me and 2 other teachers. We were going to see the Vietnam War Memorial as well as other memorials down in the National Mall. That is not happening. Instead, my students are getting a rather ironic lesson in what our country values.
And firefighters are being told they have to return to work because there can be no approved absence. One gentleman had a baby yesterday, and he's being told he has to return on his next duty day.
I think the Republicans are being totally unreasonable.
I go every day to do my job. It seems fair that they could do the same.
I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that I'm supporting families and giving children an early start, and yet Congress can't get it together and do their part and do their job.
We have to show up to the fire station and be prepared to respond to emergencies. We would hope Congress would show up to the Capitol, be prepared to vote on legitimate bills.
They're putting their own political agenda ahead of the needs of the American people.
There's no reason why they couldn't come together and pass a budget and then work out other issues instead of holding the budget hostage.
It should be something that we can work out peaceably and on time so that people's lives can go on as they should.